Hi, Jake. Thank you for taking the time for this interview because I know you are quite busy right now with the promotion of Anonymous Bitcoin.
You are very welcome. I'm glad to be here as always. I love being able to do these types of things and outreach with the community.
Thank you. So, Anonymous Bitcoin seems to be the hot fork for this summer. But before we start talking about Anonymous Bitcoin, can you tell us a little bit about your story with cryptocurrencies?
Yes, a quick synopsis of who I am. I originally got into crypto because I was interested in trading post law school. I eventually moved into the journalism sector of cryptocurrency and blockchain. And through the journalism sector, I was able to monitor a significant number of projects. In the monitoring of these projects, I realized almost every cryptocurrency project that failed was doing the same things wrong. They didn't plan well enough. You have to be proactive instead of reactive in the cryptocurrency space. And too many teams were strung together with no leadership that were trying to be reactive instead of proactive. And I came into the space with a different mindset. And I still have the dev teams, I still have the support, I still have the advisors. But by building a different, more unique type of team, we created something different. So I got into the cryptocurrency space because I was no longer really interested in being an attorney in the United States. I really wanted to make change, and I thought crypto was a good way to be able to do it, and here I am.
Okay, good. So Anon is not the first fork of Bitcoin and ZClassic. So why another fork and what's the idea behind it?
Well, at this point, Bitcoin's been forked 45 times. So people always say, well, how can you have another fork? But what we're doing is we're adding real technology to underlying cryptocurrencies. So we're taking Bitcoin and we're taking ZClassic and we're taking the best of both of their worlds along with the best of multiple other privacy coins. We have some Bitcoin private code, some Bitcoin Z code, some masternode code from a privacy coin we really do like. So what Anonymous is it's not one thing. It's a melting pot of multiple different cryptocurrencies together, the best parts of all the worlds, and we're giving it back to the population for free. So we're doing something very unique. We're not holding an ICO, we're holding a fork that's giving away free technology to anyone who's holding the underlying cryptocurrencies. So we decided the best way to actually handle the delivering of this technology would be through a fork, and every fork to date has not been transparent. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to show the world that you can do this technology addition transparently. From the beginning, we've been publicized. From the beginning, we've had videos on YouTube exactly showing what our dev team's been doing, exactly showing where I've been. I've been all over the world, and we have a production team following me around videotaping. Other forks don't do that. We wanted to bring legitimacy to what was a fraud-ridden industry of forking. So we're trying to legitimize and create a new standard for how forks would take place.
Okay, so for you, all this information, all this technology is the things that will make this fork better than Bitcoin Gold or Diamond or private.
Yes, but beyond the technology, so we have the team, we have the advisors, we have exchange support, but beyond all of that is the community. If you spend some time and look at our Telegram group or our Twitter group or our Discord group, we're over 10,000 members and none of them are paid. We don't have bots, we don't have Telegram, we didn't buy a big Telegram group to start this project. We grew organically from 0 to 10,000 plus. So our members are beyond loyal. When someone says something about me on the internet that is disparaging or misleading, I don't have to go defend myself because we have 100 positive trolls that chose to go out there and defend the project, defend myself, defend our developers. So at this point, we've reached a point where the community does as good of a job as our administrators. So it's not the team any longer. It's no longer the technology. It's no longer the exchange support. Now we have a community that is worth more than all three put together.
Okay, good. And what do you think Anonymous Bitcoin will bring over the Bitcoin Core?
Well, we're bringing masternodes. Bitcoin
Mhm.
Core, you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, neither have masternodes. We're speeding up transactions. We're doing a lot of other techie things that add benefits to the underlying Bitcoin name. But what we're pivoting from is using the Bitcoin name. A lot of the Bitcoin maximalists didn't appreciate us being parasitic off the Bitcoin name. I disagree. I never thought we were parasitic off the Bitcoin name. we were using it a little bit for advertising and as a tribute because Bitcoin was the first coin. So it's like a respectful thing to name your child an Anon after the first coin, Bitcoin. But the Bitcoin maximalists thought we were disparaging the name. So we're pivoting from anonymous Bitcoin into just pure Anon or anonymous, depending on what nickname you'd like to go by. So we're trying to pivot from the Bitcoin name and the branding into Anon because our ZClassic core community is so much stronger than our Bitcoin core community.
Good. And after the fork, how are you going to push the adoption of the coin?
Well, some of those are secrets for right now because
Okay.
our agreements and our big exchange listings we haven't announced yet. We're announcing them in about 10 days. So I can't tell you all of that yet, but I have multiple big exchanges lined up so the token has a liquidity pool. People need to be able to buy and sell it because if you don't own ZClassic or Bitcoin right now, you're not going to be getting an ANT. And we're not having an ICO. So there's no entry point into the market unless it's through an exchange. So having a liquidity pool as far as a big exchange goes is incredibly important. And secondly, partnerships. Where will people spend their ANN? If you have 1 million ANN and there's nowhere to spend it, it's not worth anything. So we're creating partnerships that create real utility for ANN. Those partnerships we're going to announce long before the fork so the public knows where they're going to be able to utilize their ANN, and they'll also know what exchanges ANN will be listed on. So it's a very exciting month and a half ahead. I just can't share all the secrets with you or we'll get in a lot of trouble as far as NDAs go.
Okay, sure. Understanding. I saw a few weeks ago that you were in Berlin in a crypto event and that you had the support, or you have the support of ZClassic. What the ZCL will bring to the project?
ZClassic is
Yes.
maybe where our community came from. Because ZClassic is a much less expensive coin than Bitcoin, many people who want to support the fork are buying ZClassic over Bitcoin because it's hard to afford an $8,000 cryptocurrency versus a $10 one. So a lot of people are entering the project by purchasing ZClassic, and we're using the ZK Snarks technology. So the ZK Snarks technology is what we're deriving from the ZClassic protocol, while we're also using the security of the Bitcoin blockchain. So we're taking from both, but at the same time, the ZClassic privacy protocol is what makes this coin most important, coupled with the masternodes.
Okay, good. I don't have any more questions. Do you want to add a last word?
Just the last word, we have a couple of really important surprises coming up between August 10th and August 18th. The exact dates aren't necessarily guaranteed because, as you know, with non-disclosure agreements, I don't always get to choose when an announcement takes place. But we have very, very important dates coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I'm very excited for the community, especially the ZClassic community, because that is our core community, and I found a very unique way to reward them in a very special way. So I'm excited to share that with the public in about a week.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Jake, for your response. I hope that now it's more clear for all the viewers what Anon brings really to the table. And I hope you a lot of success with the fork. And maybe we can do a follow-up in a few months.
I would love that. Maybe we'll do a follow-up after you find out all this exciting news and you get a ton of views on your show, and we can continue talking about how great of a project this is and how to continue to build the community. So I really appreciate your time today, and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.